Whether you are a fresher preparing for your first job or an experienced developer aiming to level up, this series is designed to help to you succeed in .NET interviews with confidence. Each question is carefully explained with real world examples to help you understand the concepts better and impress your interviewers. Action result is a basic class in MVC for return types of action methods. It allows returning views, JSON data, redirects or HTTP status code depending on the logic. IActionResult is an interface while ActionResult is an abstract class. Both can be used as return types to allow multiple response types from a controller action. Blazor is a new ASP.NET Core framework that lets you build web apps using C#. It supports running in the browser with WebAssembly or on the server with Signaler for UI updates. To upload files in ASP.NET Core, use the iForm file parameter in your controller. The form should use multi-part form data encoding. You can then use file stream to save the file. Model validation uses attributes like required and string length to enforce rules. When a form is submitted, the framework validates the model automatically and you can check it using model state.isValid. The program.cs file is the entry point of an ASP.NET Core. It sets up the host and loads the startup class. In newer versions, the setup is simplified using top level statements. Signaler is a library in ASP.NET Core for real-time web communication. It abstracts transport technologies like WebSockets and is great for apps like chat systems or live monitoring. View bag and view data are used to pass data from controllers to views during single request. View bag is dynamic. View data is dictionary based. Temp data lasts across redirects and uses session storage. The iConfiguration interface is used to read configuration settings in ASP.NET Core. It can pull data from appsettings.json, environment variables, or other sources. iLogger is the built-in logging interface in ASP.NET Core. You can use it to log messages to different destinations like console, files, or cloud services. It is injected using dependency injection. The controller base class is used for API only controllers in ASP.NET Core. It provides API specific functionality like OK, but request, and not found without view related features. These attributes control where model binding pulls data from query, reads from the query string, from root, from URL routes, and from body, from the request body, often as JSON. Minimal APIs provide a simple way to build HTTP APIs with minimal code. Introduced in .NET 6, they let you define routes directly in program.cs without controllers or startup. CORS stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing. It controls whether your app can accept requests from other domains. You can configure it using middleware in ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET Core includes many built-in security features like HTTPS enforcement, authentication and authorization, anti-forgery tokens, and input validation to protect against attacks like SQL injection and XSS, cross-site scripting. Kestrel is the default web server in ASP.NET Core. It is cross-platform and optimized for performance. You can use it alone or behind IIS, Nginx, or Apache. Middleware is a series of components in the request pipeline. Each middleware can handle request, responses, or pass control to the next component. The order they are added in the configure method matters. ASP.NET Core has built-in support for dependency injection. You can register services and inject them whenever needed. It helps keep code modular and easy to test. iAction filter lets you run custom logic before or after an action method executes. It is useful for logging, validation, or modifying responses. Model binding automatically matches HTTP request data like query strings or JSON to parameters in your action methods. This simplifies handling form input and APIs. The map controllers method is used in the program.cs or startup.cs to enable attribute routing in ASP.NET Core. It maps routes defined using route or HTTP GET in your controllers. Use routing identifies which endpoint should handle the request. Use endpoints, then executes it. You must add them in the right order in the middleware pipeline. Tag filters are features in Razor views that let you use HTML-like syntax with server-side logic. For example, ASP for binds form fields to model properties. To use sessions in ASP.NET Core, call add session in configure services and use session in the middleware pipeline. Then you can store data in HTTP context.session. ASP.NET Core handles exceptions using use exception handler for production and use developer exception page for development. You can show friendly error pages or log the issues.